Hello and welcome to this new video series on the Alexandra Calves channel. In this series, I will blindly test copies of well-known products to see if I can tell them apart and if they are better than the originals without being influenced by brands and marketing. Each time there will be a different theme, and for this first episode we are going to compare candies. Let's go. There we are, my eyes are covered, I can't see anything. My father will come and place a brand name and a generic candy each time. I'll taste them and try to guess which is which. You can go ahead. Let's try. Okay, here we go. I have the first products in front of me, so I don't know what they are. I'll always start on the left. Okay, I know this shape. So these are some kind of Kinder. I think it's Maxi. It's the kind with little waves. Now, is this the original or the copy? I don't know. I'll touch the other one to see. Okay, the bumps aren't the same. Here actually there are hollow waves, and here it's the opposite. It's a bit rounded. So these are the Kinder Maxi. And this one, well then, is the copy. Let's see how it tastes. And so what I think is the copy. It's wild. There's no difference. They have the same mouthfeel. The chocolate is hard outside, soft and melty inside. Honestly, if not for the shapes, I couldn't tell them apart. In terms of taste, it's exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to take off my mask. It feels weird, especially with the lighting. Was I right then? Of course. Okay, so here, these are the Kinder Maxi, right? Yes, the original. And what's this? So this is the Mr. Shock from Maxi. Okay. They barely changed the name, and it's not just the candies that look alike. The packaging is nearly identical with the same colors. It's impressive how close it is. Honestly, you could call it plagiarism. In this case, it's very, very, very heavily inspired. And I think it's intentional. Now I suggest we compare their scores on Yuka. It's not perfect, but it still gives a good indication. So Kinder Maxi has a score of 30 out of 100. And Mr. Choc's Chocolate Maxi has a score of 24 out of 100, so here the scores are very close, so you might as well go for the cheaper ones. In this case, the Chocolate Maxi. We can move on to the next one. Let's go. Presentation of the new product. So what do we have this time? Well, they're little balls. It could be a lot of things. Okay, I need to taste it because I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I'll start with this one. Okay, so those were M&Ms, or at least something trying to copy them. So I'll take the second one. Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot less chocolate here. Oh, I need to try it again. I feel like what's in the center is much bigger. There's less quantity. Which one is the original and which one is the copy? I think this is the original and these are the copies. Simply because it's a lot less generous. I feel like they're being stingy. So potentially cheaper, all that stuff. And in terms of taste, flavor, and so on, these are also the ones I prefer. Okay, so I'm going to reveal it. Was I right? Are these M&Ms? Yes. But on the other hand, visually, even by looking at them, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It's pretty confusing. Can you, just like that, tell the difference between the copy and the original? Because I can't. So, was I right? Are these the M&Ms? Well, the big surprise is no. I'm pretty surprised. So which brand did I prefer? Big hit. These are big Bigotes. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. And so, this is made in France, apparently. So these ones are cheaper. Let's compare their ratings on Yuka. We'll start with the and Ms. Oh, 0 out of 100. Okay. So, we can't do any worse, I want to tell you. I didn't think it had such a bad score. Okay. Well, they're just getting totally destroyed. And these ones, is it going to be the same thing? Ah, there we go. Bigot chocolate covered peanut. 30 out of 100. Okay, so the Big Bigotes are obviously better than the originals, in every way, especially since I confused them with real M&Ms. So congratulations to them. New presentation. Okay, so these are chocolate bars and I can feel some kind of seeds or something on the back. So it reminds me of Kinder Country. I'll check with the second one. Oh, wow. Should I put this back in the... No. Okay. Anyway, it's melting on my fingers. It's the same thing actually. We have chocolate squares with cereal or something like that. So here we go. I'll start on the left as usual. Oh wow. There are some really hard pieces actually. It's not very pleasant. The crunchiness isn't great. Oh. It gets stuck in your teeth. It doesn't crumble. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm having a hard time eating all of it. Okay. Now the second one. I'm not sure if these are originals. I have no idea right now. And since I made a mistake before, I'll take my time. Okay. It's much nicer in the mouth. It's much lighter. There aren't any pieces that are too hard or anything like that. I think these are the Kinder Country, so they're the brand ones, the ones on the right. Was I right? Yes, there are the drawings. I suppose so, yes. Well, visually, the bars look very similar. They even copied the wheat stalks on the squares. But in terms of taste, there's no comparison. The originals are much better. Let's look at their scores. So we have a score of 30 out of 100 for the Kinder Country. And for the cereal bars, we have 9 out of 100. Well, these ones are completely out of the game. You can move on and stick with the brand. I'm ready. Whoa, what is that? There might be sugar cubes. No, okay. I don't think I know what it is, but it's very, very small. I'll touch the ones next to it. No, well, that's small too. Okay, so it's either Tagada strawberries or Tagada raspberries. Well, they're not really Tagada raspberries, but you get what I mean. There are different shapes, but these are clearly not bananas. So, here we go. I'll taste this one. That's definitely it. It's good. It's a classic flavor that I recognize right away. It reminds me of my childhood. And here. Whoa, the texture is completely different. Here, it's much more compact. And there, it's a bit less so. It feels a bit lighter, I think. It tastes like marshmallow mixed with Tagada strawberries. In my opinion, this is the copy, and here's the original. These are harder to eat and feel like they'll swell in my stomach. Whereas with this one, I don't know, it goes down easier even though it's denser. So, was I right? Of course. Okay. And actually I would have figured it out by the color. Tagada strawberries are a bit more colorful. Whereas here it's something that's a bit more pinkish. Well, it's still red though. And the other one then is, so this package is Samia. And it's a halal product. Alright, okay. So I guess they don't actually use the same ingredients. Well, for now I've found 3 out of 4. That's pretty good. Honestly, the copy is pretty good, but I still prefer the originals. Let's see how they score. So, here we go. Let's go back to Yuka. I'll start with the Samia. There we go. 5 out of 100. Okay, that's pretty drastic. Well, at the same time, it's just sugar, right? So, I'm not surprised. Will the Haribo do worse? 29 out of 100. Okay. So, surprisingly, the halal product isn't necessarily better. I guess here they're using gelatin, especially of animal origin. So that's more about personal preferences. But apparently the Tagada scores are actually pretty good, at least in terms of environmental impact. That's good to know. Even if they're a bit pricier, I'll stick with my choice. Okay, I'm ready for the next part. It's fine. Okay, so where are they? They're here. It's still hollow, so it's going to be small. Okay. So this could be either Smarties or Skittles. We'll see when it comes to the taste, obviously. In any case, it has exactly the same texture and the same shape. So I'm going to start as usual from the left. These aren't Skittles, they're filled with chocolate. It's been so long since I've had one that I doubt I'll find the original. I'll try the others. Whoa, the shell is not the same at all. It feels like there's a lot more coating on these ones. Whereas here, it's much thinner. It's much more delicate. It melts in your mouth. Now, which one is which? I don't know. Taste-wise, I prefer the ones on the right. In my view, the Smarties are on the left because their crunchiness matches their signature. The product also feels more refined and less simple. So, was I right? Normally I'll check that visually. There we go. Well, visually they look the same, but there's a bit more variety of colors in these ones. So maybe these are the Smarties. In my opinion, there's a bigger budget to make different colors. Whereas here, it's a bit more limited. There's a lot more brown. Although the colors are a bit more intense, so I don't know. What's the answer? So, actually the ones on the right are Smarties. So I was wrong, but that's what I prefer. Actually, that's what you prefer. Yeah, okay. But this is what I thought were the Smarties. Okay, so actually here we have the Smarties. And here, these are Chocotees. The packaging uses exactly the same colors, the same concept. But sorry for them, they're not as good. At least in my personal opinion. Now let's see how they score.
There we go.
Smarties have a score of 30 out of 100, okay? And Chocotis, where's the barcode? There it is. No, that's not the barcode, it's underneath. 30 out of 100 as well. Well, they have the same score. The taste is very similar. There's just a slight difference in texture. So, does that justify paying more? Honestly, I don't think so. You can easily settle for Chocotis. It's not like the chocolate bars with cereal in them from earlier, where the difference was noticeable and kind of ruined the experience. Here, in this case, it's relatively minimal. Okay, it's time for the last treat. I hope to end on a good note. You can go ahead. So, well, that's pretty easy. It's Kinder Bueno. There's the shape with the different grooves and the little streaks of chocolate on top. And that, well, it's obviously also Kinder Bueno, but maybe from the other brand, or maybe it's the other way around. Well, by touch, I have trouble telling them apart. I'll taste them. Okay, there's no hazelnut. So this isn't Kinder Bueno, it's something else. But it's really good. And here there's none either. I must be confusing them with Duplo, right? That's it, that's the difference. Okay, so there are no hazelnuts in Kinder Bueno. I don't know why I had that in mind. It's got nothing to do with it. In my opinion, these are the originals. Anyway, it's really good. So, let's go. Was I right? So here, visually, I can actually recognize the original. But in terms of taste, there's not that much of a difference. So, that's actually a good thing because if I remember correctly, Kinder Bueno are really expensive. So, if we can get something cheaper, of course I'll take it. So what's it called? The Belnapis copy from Belonins, milk and hazelnut. Well, yeah, there are hazelnuts, but they're just not crunchy, that's all. And actually, the Kinder Bueno are right here. Well, congratulations. But anyway, I'm happy because I found it this time. So what does that give us in terms of score? So once again, we're at 30 out of 100, and the environmental score is very bad. And so, for the Belonins, we're also at 30 out of 100 with a better environmental score. Okay, since we're at it, let's go for the Belonins. They're cheaper and just as good. Well, in the end, I found 4 out of 6. That's good, but it's not exceptional. I hope to do better next time. Anyway, that's it. It's over now. If you've already tried the alternatives that were featured in this video, please feel free to share your feedback in the comments. You can also suggest ideas for topics for the next episodes. And as for me, I'll see you very soon for new adventures. Goodbye.